morning everyone, my name is Jericho Janapanan and today I will be explaining about the Malaysian economic development, and I will also talk about the impact of bad economic development and of course the importance of economic development itself. Now, talking about economic development, it refers to efforts to improve the standard of living and overall economic well-being of the people in Malaysia. It is not only focused on income growth, but also includes poverty reduction, job creation, education, and welfare distribution. Now, in other words, economic development focuses on both economic growth and social progresses. This means that Malaysia doesn't only focus on economic growth, but also social progresses such as the well-being of its people. Now, in Malaysia, economic development has transformed the country into a developing and diverse country. Besides then, mainly focusing on the infrastructure or the businesses in such as the factors and so on. They are also focusing on the key sectors including the manufacturing, services, and digital economy. However, despite these progresses, challenges still remain such as income inequality and financial vulnerability among the B40 group. Now, talking more again about the economic development, there will always be ups and downs. It is unavoidable because economic development can be affected by a lot of things. For instance, the current issue of war involving the US country and Iran had caused oil prices to go up, not only in Malaysia but the whole world. Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysia faced a major economic impact. Just like I said just now, economic development can be affected by a lot of things. One of it is this pandemic in 2019. The unemployment rate increased to around 4.5% as many businesses were forced to close during the Movement Control Order, or we call as MCO, or Malaysian people call it more as PKP, Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan. Now, this situation led to an economic slowdown and income loss across many sectors. Many households, especially the B40 group, experienced financial instability. Now, overall, Malaysians faced a significant economic contraction and uncertainty during this period of time. So, this side or this report main objective focus is to find out how does Malaysian country or Malaysian government deal with this kind of economic problem when there is an issue occurring around the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, previously I explained in general what exactly is economic development and also the impact of bad economic development in Malaysia. Now, moving on, I will be presenting furthermore about this topic, that is the importance of economic development itself. Now, during the pandemic COVID-19, Malaysia such an contraction in the economic sector, causing unemployment rate to increase to 4.5% just like I mentioned just now. Well, however, it's not that bad actually. We can only look at the negative side. This situation highlights the importance of economic development. Firstly, it shows economic resilience after a crisis, where the increase in micro entrepreneurs demonstrate how individuals in Malaysia adapted to economic challenges after COVID-19 so quickly. Secondly, it encourages self-employment and income generation, as more people start their own small business instead of relying only on formal job, which help reduce unemployment pressure. Well, we do remember during the COVID-19 phase where people start doing online businesses, and it really helps them to be more stabilized in the economic state. Thirdly, it strengthens the local economy and small business sector. Micro entrepreneurs support local supply chains by buying and selling within their communities, or people call as support local, which helps circulate money at the grassroots level. Now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, it supports national economic recovery and also contributes to GDP growth, gross domestic profit. Collectively, small businesses contribute to economic activity, job creation, and productivity, which increase overall national output and support economic recovery.
Thank you, Jericho, for the introduction. Now I will continue with my part about iTEKAD. First, iTEKAD is a micro-entrepreneur development program introduced by Bank Negara Malaysia. This program is created to help people from low-income groups, especially the B40. It is not just about giving money. iTEKAD also provides training and mentorship. This means participants can learn important skills like how to manage money, how to run a business, and how to grow their income step by step. Because of this, they are not only supported financially, but they also guided to become better entrepreneurs. Next, the objectives of iTEKAD. One of the main goals is to help people in the B40 groups increase their income and improve their quality of life. The program also aims to reduce poverty by giving more opportunities to earn money. Besides that, it encourages people to start small business and become independent. iTEKAD also focus on building sustainability businesses, which means business that can survive for a long time and continue to grow. Another important objective is financial inclusion, which means more people can access financial help, support, and service. Lastly, the group of iTEKAD, this program mainly focus on B40 households, which are low-income families. It also helps ASNAF groups who needs financial assistance. In addition, micro-entrepreneurs who run small businesses can benefit from this program. Gig workers and informal workers are also included, especially those who do not have a fixed or stable income. These groups are given support so they can improve their financial situation and build a better future. In conclusion, iTEKAD is a very helpful program because it's not only gives financial support but also teach people how to succeed in business and improve their lives. Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing, Adam. Next, moving to how does iTEKAD works. iTEKAD, led by Bank Negara Malaysia, worked through a structured approach that combines financial support with capacity building. First, iTEKAD used a blended social finance model. This means it combines charitable funds such as zakat, donations, and wakaf with microfinancing from financial institutions. Because of this approach, participants do not feel too burdened by loans, but at the same time, they are still responsible in managing their finances. They also receive seed capital, which help them buy basic business equipment or start small businesses. Next, the program focuses on training and capacity building. Participants are given structured training in areas like financial management, business planning, and digital skills like TikTok or Shopee. For example, they learn how to manage their money, plan their business properly, and use online platforms to sell their products. This is very important because it helps them to run their business more effectively and increase their income over time. It also improves their financial literacy and business knowledge so they can generate a stable income. I think this is important because human capital development is essential for long-term economic growth. Finally, iTEKAD provides mentorship and monitoring. Each participant is supported by mentors and program partners who guide them in making better business decisions. They also monitor the participants' progress regularly. This system helps identify any problem early and give continuous support. As a result, participants can improve step by step and achieve a long-term success.
So, I'll be covering for impacts on economic development, and I already listed 3 points which I'll be explaining one to one. So for the first one is financial inclusion and capital access. The iTEKAD program by Bank Negara Malaysia helps solve the credit gap which happens when low-income people and small businesses owners cannot get loans from banks. This is usually because they do not have an asset, steady income, or a credit history. Because of this, they may turn to informal lenders who charge very high interest. To help with this problem, iTEKAD uses a mix of zakat and sadaqah and affordable microloans. This makes it easier for people to borrow money with less pressure and lower risk. The program also gives training and guidance to help them manage and grow their businesses. Overall, iTEKAD helps more people join the formal financial system, avoid unfair debt, and build a stable income for the future. So, as I stated, an example which is Azmi, a local cobbler, transitioned from manual hand stitching to machine-aided production. With machinery funded by iTEKAD, he tripled his output and expanded his reach to regional markets. So, the second one is human capital and development. The iTEKAD program by Bank Negara Malaysia does not only give financial help, but also focuses on developing people's skills. Participants are required to learn financial literacy and basic business knowledge such as how to manage money, control costs, and plan their business properly. They are also trained to use digital tools, or for example, online marketing or e-wallet payments, which are important in today's business environment. This helps them stay competitive and adapt to changes in the economy. So instead of giving temporary support, iTEKAD helps people build long-term skills. This makes them more independent and able to grow their business in a sustainable way. I give an example, which is entrepreneurs like Hidayah receive training in Do It Now QR and digital marketing, transforming her bus stop food stall into a full-service cafe with multiple staff. This is one of the great initiatives that iTEKAD give to the users. So the last one, which is social mobility and welfare shift. The iTEKAD program by Bank Negara Malaysia also focuses on improving social mobility and reducing long-term dependence on welfare. One of its main goals is transition from asnaf to muzaki. This means helping people who receive financial aid become financially stable enough to give back in the future. By supporting small businesses and increasing their income, participants can slowly move away from relying on assistance. Over time, they become more independent and able to support themselves and their families. So instead depending on the welfare, they can improve their quality of life and even contribute to the economy and creating a positive cycle of growth and support. So, as an example, which is Norzi rebuilt her pickle fruits businesses during the post-pandemic through iTEKAD. She now operates a store, employs local staff, and contribute back to her community through social programs. So, what we can conclude in the program for iTEKAD is that it helps build a healthy community, and not just helping small businesses, but also create more jobs for others, which give them financial for their ongoing commitment or something. And as stated my graph that I put in the presentation, which is the legit Bank Negara Malaysia 2023 official statistic. What we can see here is that the spend from iTEKAD is to help the small businesses and to help growth in a healthy way, to ensure that everyone's get the benefit of it.
Alright, thank you very much, Irfan, for your statement about the impacts. My name is Kendra Faith Justin Majiliu, and now I will be concluding our presentation by evaluating the iTEKAD program. So, first of all, in terms of strengths, iTEKAD uses a holistic approach by combining financial assistance, training, and mentorship. This means participants are not only given capital, but also the knowledge and support needed to sustain their businesses. As a result, the program promotes long-term income generation rather than a short-term aid. In addition, it encourages entrepreneurship among B4D groups and reflects strong collaboration between government agencies, financial institutions, and other stakeholders. This clearly supports financial inclusion and capacity building. However, there are also some challenges. One key issue is its limited reach, as not all eligible individuals are able to participate. The program also requires strong commitment from participants, which may be difficult for some. Furthermore, despite support, there is still risk of business failure. The program also depends heavily on continuous funding and effective monitoring, which can be challenging to sustain. To improve the program, several recommendations can be considered. For example, expanding access to more rural areas can help more participants benefit. Increasing funding and partnerships can also strengthen its impact. In addition, providing longer-term mentorship and enhancing digital skills training, such as e-commerce and online marketing, will help participants remain competitive. And lastly, improving monitoring systems can ensure better outcomes. In conclusion, iTEKAD plays a very significant role in supporting economic development by empowering micro-entrepreneurs and promoting inclusive growth. It also reflects effective development administration through collaboration and structured implementation. Overall, the program transforms financial support into real economic opportunities, helping individuals improve their livelihoods while contributing to national development. That's all from me and my group. Thank you very much.